Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you back to RFW, or Real Fucking Wrestling. CM Punk starting out the show today with a promo after his terrific win of the World Heavyweight Championship against Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes and John Cena last week in our main event for Title Thursday. We can only imagine this man wants to be a fighting champion. But you have to ask, who will his first opponent be at Survivor Series this weekend? Oh my god, just talk. And look who it is. The Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, is in RFW. An absolute war last year with CM Punk. Can they reignite the war in RFW? Drew McIntyre wants a match tonight. Not a title match, just a no disqualification. And Punk accepts. Ladies and gentlemen, your main event tonight is CM Punk versus Drew. An absolute banger coming up, but right now we have the opener. The current tag champions.
The following is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Kevin Owens from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 212 pounds. One half of the World Tag Team Champions, Sami Zayn.
And what a great tag match they had last week. Same match position as last time, the opener. Can they bring the house down again? Sami Zayn going up against a competitor from last week's tag match. It'll be Samoa Joe. These men went to war with each other during this match. They said, fuck all the other tag teams. Fuck my partners. We're just going to beat the shit out of each other. And today, they get to do it in a singles match. Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs.
From Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 292 pounds, the Samoan Joe!
And Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs, the Ops, have an opportunity to win the tag team titles next weekend at Survivor Series. Another great match added to the card. And the full card will be coming into fruition in these next couple of weeks. But I can announce it here as your GM and commentator. Survivor Series will feature a triple tournament for the Trios World title. All teams will compete, and the final two will become the #1 contenders in a War Games match. Very exciting stuff here at RFW. Make sure you don't miss that next weekend at some point whenever I have the motivation to film one of these fucking videos. And the bell is rung and Samoa Joe comes out straight away. Sami dodges the knee though and tries to do his own lariat, and Samoa Joe ducks out of the way and continues bringing the pain to Sami. Kick in the corner by Samoa Joe. Multiple kicks. Samoa Joe just laying it into Sami Zayn, but Sami Zayn comes back. Kicked off by Samoa Joe though. I mean, this is the dominance that we've seen from Samoa Joe for nearly 20 years now. He has been one of the most dominant fighters in the world. And it seems only a few have been able to put an end to him. Will Sami Zayn be one of the people tonight? And Samoa Joe and the Ops absolutely destroyed DIY and Sami and Kevin Owens last week in the tag match opener. And Samoa Joe is just continuing the assault. I think if you ask depending on the fan, they would say that maybe the Ops deserved to win it. Just by the absolute sheer amount of damage they put out. And Sami Zayn with a Hurricane Rana. But Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were able to get it done with a quick pin by Sami Zayn, I believe. And Samoa Joe going to the pin. No good. And Sami Zayn, one of the most resilient wrestlers you will ever meet in this life, in this company. And he is putting it on display as Samoa Joe lays in a headbutt. An elbow to the stomach of Samoa Joe. And Sami Zayn with a tornado DDT. Could he be getting back into this? A knee into the back will keep Samoa Joe down. And Sami puts in a version of the Accolade, it looks like, maybe. Samoa Joe gets out of it very easily, though. Could we see a sleeper hold from Joe this match? Could that be the end? And Sami tossed out of the ring by Samoa Joe. And now outside of the ring, Samoa Joe still laying in the damage to Sami Zayn. Especially that arm of his. We know Sami Zayn, a very strong wrestler, can pick a lot of wrestlers up. Samoa Joe trying to stop that from happening. But Sami Zayn, Blue Thunder Bomb from the outside of the ring. That is gonna hurt. The ref is at 6. 6-7. And they're still going. Samoa Joe runs back in the ring, aware of the count out. Does not want to lose this. But Sami Zayn still has the upper hand. Unless Samoa Joe can get out of it here. Samoa Joe whips Sami into the ropes and gives him an elbow for his troubles. And then he goes for the pin. Gets out at 2.5. Sami Zayn is truly worn out here, and another knee to the chest of Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens looking on at Sami, wanting to help, but knows that he cannot. Sami with a suplex to Samoa Joe. The work on his arm does not do anything to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn whips him into the corner. Could we be seeing a hallucination kick to Samoa Joe? Samoa Joe down. Sami goes for the pin. And Samoa Joe just kicks out. Samoa Joe showing his resilience he's built up after nearly 20 years. Took a Blue Thunder Bomb outside of the ring. And then he just took a haluva kick from Sami Zayn. And another Tornado DDT. It'll be very impressive if Samoa Joe does not stay down for this. Sami Zayn looks like he's about to put him up for a fisherman suplex. Sami Zayn tried to go for the hammer fist, no good. Samoa Joe. But Sami Zayn breaks out of it. Samoa Joe still laying it in. Samoa Joe gets him in the position he wants. And look at that. That could be an ending move for this match. Samoa Joe not had enough though. Sends Sami into the corner, but Sami gets the knee and reverses it. Samoa Joe in the corner. Sami Zayn. Gives him 3 for his trouble, and Samoa Joe stops it. Kevin Owens looked like he might have wanted to come in and help out for a second, but decided not to. Sami Zayn whipped into the same corner. Samoa Joe puts him up. We could be looking for a muscle buster from Samoa Joe. That could be it. I've seen that end careers. And it doesn't end the match. Sami Zayn kicked out of the muscle buster. Sami Zayn never wants to give up, especially when his friends are involved. But this might be hard to not give up. Samoa Joe with a kick in the corner. Picks Sami up. Sami counters it. Gets him in a Blue Thunder Bomb. But he doesn't go for the pin. Halima! Could that be it? Ref counts. And Sami Zayn gets away with the win. What a great match to start this event at RFW off. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great night of matches set up for you tonight. Please stick around for the next match of the evening. The Divas title up for grabs in a triple threat. And we are back with the Divas triple threat match. Starting off with someone who's made a recent return and now is coming back to RFW. AJ Lee.
And is for the WWE Divas Championship. Making her way to the ring from Jersey City, New Jersey, AJ Lee.
And what a talent AJ Lee is. In ring and out of the ring. God damn. Punk is a lucky, lucky man. Who are the two other women she could be facing? Someone from her past, someone from the present, or a future star. And we have Liv Morgan making her RFW debut
And her opponents
against an idol, I imagine, both short queens. She's also accompanied to the ring by Raquel Rodriguez, another RFW debutante. Although it is not in a match, it is just by Liv Morgan's side. I'm sure we'll see Raquel in the ring at some point. And the fans are not loving Liv Morgan. And let's see who our third and final competitor is in this triple threat match for the Divas title. And an NXT prodigy, not the prodigy, but a prodigy from NXT UK. Listen to the woos. They love her. A previous Women's Intercontinental title holder now has the chance to win another mid-card title. All the way from Ireland, with such talents like Becky Lynch, Sheamus, Finn Balor, JD McDonough. Will we see any of these people in RFW? You'll have to stick around and see who else is RFW. This is a great triple threat match we've got here, and it'll be starting any minute now. Now the Bird Lady is very talented. A modern day Daniel Bryanson, some people have been saying. Could she prove it today by winning the Divas Championship? And look at that beauty. What a beautiful looking belt that three beautiful women are fighting against. I'm sounding like fucking Jerry Lawler on here. Fucking creep. Here was a Paige match where Paige was wrestling, maybe it was AJ Lee, and it might have been for the Divas title, but Jerry Lawler was like, oh, if her and Sheamus had a baby, they'd be translucent. What the fuck are we doing? Jerry Lawler, you cannot say that shit, brother. Oh my god, what a horrible, horrible commentator. Hopefully I'm doing better than fucking Jerry Lawler. And Liv Morgan laying out the competition quick. And Lyra, beautiful whip around for the arm drag, but Liv Morgan deflects the next punch. Liv ducks under, jumps over, and gives a beautiful drop kick to Lyra. AJ Lee followed up with one, and Lyra just fucking flying for the fun of it. Thought she was an actual bird. Turns out she cannot fly, but she can beat the ever-loving shit of people. That's what she's doing with AJ Lee. AJ Lee with a lovely little kick over the top rope. Liv Morgan just looking at what AJ's doing, studying it. Maybe asking Raquel secretly to take off that top turnbuckle pad, which she did Will that come into use, or will the referee notice it? I'm amazed the ref hasn't noticed it yet. And Lyra with the kick to Liv Morgan in front of the turnbuckle. What is this referee doing? Oh, and what was that? I was going to say a shooting star press, but that wasn't a shooting star. Maybe a moonsault, a grounded moonsault, maybe. AJ Lee tried to do something again. Missed completely. A bit of the ring rust on her. AJ rolls out the ring, and Liv Morgan suicide dives through the first two ropes. First two, the middle rope. And now Lyra with the chair to AJ Lee, and Liv Morgan does not want a piece of that. But Liv Morgan does want a piece of Lyra Valkyria, and that's what she'll get with a powerbomb outside the ring. Liv Morgan wiping the boots in front of AJ Lee. AJ Lee not having that at all. Liv Morgan gets flung. AJ Lee looking for a weapon, grabs the kendo stick, and a kendo to Lyra Valkyria. Liv Morgan doing a great job at avoiding these weapons, which is legal in a triple threat. And AJ Lee looking for an angle slam. What the fuck is she doing? Oh! What's that? What's that called? That's a move that someone did in TNA. Christopher Daniels? No. Is there it? I don't know. I was going to say it's the Angel Wings, but I don't think it is the Angel Wings. AJ Lee with a bit of sliced bread. Liv Morgan has a chair. Has not been successful in using a weapon so far in this match, even though it is illegal. You would think the heel would want to use a fucking weapon, but clearly not. AJ Lee picking Liv up to continue the slaughter of abuse. And Liv Morgan tries to get out of it. Lyra going back in the ring. Catching her breath a little. Using strategy, trying to figure out what she wants to do next. And she's ready. Liv Morgan jumps in the ring. And Lyra immediately able to send her into the ring. And hits a forearm into her back. AJ Lee. Kick to the stomach of Lyra. Shining Wizard by AJ Lee. AJ goes for the pin. Liv gets the breakup on the pin. Oh, and a lovely trip by Liv Morgan. And just the disrespect she is showing AJ Lee. Lyra Valkyria looks on. Lyra Valkyria has been very quiet in this matchup so far. Clearly playing a little more methodical approach. Understands that in a triple threat, she only needs to pin one of them. But Liv Morgan and AJ Lee working together a little. Liv Morgan whipping her into AJ's kick, and now they're sharing punches and kicks between the three of them. And Lyra might be able to get a pin here. Liv Morgan gets in just enough time. Kick out at 2. And Lyra Valkyria kicking the shit out of Liv Morgan. Beautiful kick. Continues with AJ Lee. Whips her into the corner. AJ forearm. Lyra with the kick again. Liv Morgan back in the fray though. Holds Lyra while AJ goes for the attack. Lyra not having it. A spree of kicks. And now the chops to AJ Lee. Liv Morgan decides to do a little more damage. Stops Lyra's attack. So Liv Morgan can do her own. Picks AJ up. Look at the strength of Liv Morgan. A woman that size. Looks like Lyra has grabbed the baseball bat. But she throws it down. Liv with the code breaker. Is Lyra going to break up the pin? And she does. But Lyra picks up Liv Morgan. Jinoku driver. However you pronounce it. I don't speak Japanese. Could that be it? No good. Liv kicks out at the last minute. Lyra. Oh, tried to go for the leg drop. Liv Morgan rolls out of the way successfully, although she rolls out to an angry AJ Lee, who gives an absolute kick of a century. And now Lyra shows AJ what a real good kick can do. And AJ Lee starting to get a bit of dominance back. Knocks both competitors down. Laying in kicks. These women love using their legs. And AJ whipping Lyra into the barrier. Dodges Liv Morgan and a beautiful Hurricane Rana by AJ Lee. Very impressive move, even at her age. sends Liv back into the ring. But Lyra gives a little Hurricane Rana of her own. A little tilt-a-whirl Hurricane Rana. And Liv, a modified Oblivion. Without the rope, she goes for the pin. The ref looks like blocking AJ. AJ gets the breakup though at 2. And another kick, but Liv Morgan defended another Oblivion-esque move. Just without the rope. But now it seems AJ's dead. Lyra looking close to it. But Liv goes for the pin on AJ and Lyra breaks her up. Not very smart on Liv Morgan. Clearly just wanting to lay in as much damage as she can. And a nice little face breaker. I think that's what she calls it. I have no idea what she calls it. But Liv just laying in the kicks. We've seen this before. This has ended Rhea Ripley before. But Liv doesn't go for the pin. That is her biggest problem in this match. She's not going for the pin. Liv tried to go for a drop kick on AJ Lee, but no good. AJ now trying to beat up the damaged Lyra Valkyria with another Shining Wizard. Will the pin work, or will Liv Morgan be able to break it up? And she breaks it up. Raquel Rodriguez has not been any help ringside either. But a beautiful kick by Liv Morgan. And now Liv Morgan heading up to the top rope. Top rope. Will she get the pin? Lyra is still laying dead, flat as a nail on the outside. Liv Morgan with a frog splash, but AJ rolls out and gives her a big boot for all her troubles. AJ, spring rope. Spring rope? That's definitely not what it's called. Another beautiful kick by Lyra Valkyria. The top of the head. But AJ grabs the foot, is able to lay in a punch of her own. Lyra hits AJ with a little moonsault, little frog splash maybe, if you will. But AJ rolls out. Liv Morgan looking ready to end it. And she doesn't. Looks like she really wants to do more damage. Oh no, she gets the chair. Her first time using a weapon. Will it be successful? And a chair to the back of the head. Lyra is looking out, but AJ Lee is too busy talking to Raquel Rodriguez. And Liv Morgan sneaks away with the pin. A very deceitful win by Liv Morgan. One that I can imagine AJ Lee will not be too happy with. I'm sure we will be seeing a matchup down the line. But for now, bask in the greatness that is Liv Morgan. We will be right back with our next match on RFW. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking with us. We now have a tag match with, you wouldn't believe it, they have truly been everywhere. AEW, WWE, TNA, and now they are here in RFW. The Lucha Bros, with Penta clearly having had some surgery done on his tattoos, because he is completely clear. And it's clearly given up the face paint gimmick.
Is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring at a combined weight of 409 pounds. Pedro Zero and Ray Fenwick, the Luchadors.
The Lucha Bros have been one of the best tag teams in the game for a long, long time. They had a great feud with the Young Bucks in AEW. Great run in Lucha Underground, one of the greatest, shortest stints of a wrestling company I've ever seen. Prince Puma, another great Lucha Underground competitor, along with Johnny Mundo. Shout out Johnny Mundo. Who are they versing? The new tag team from NXT, now in RFW.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 336 pounds. Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Praxia!
These guys are some true high flyers, and they like to keep things fast, quick, and precise. It'll be amazing to see how they do against the Lucha Bros. Another fairly fast tag team, but one definitely in the twilight years of their career, and another just starting out. Will the veterans get the win, or will the new gen be able to steal an absolute massive win for their tag team? And they look ready for what I'm sure will be a fast-paced and brutal matchup. We start with Frazier and Penta. And Penta, quick offense, but Frazier is able to get out of it with an elbow to the head. Frazier picks up Penta for the slam. Looks like he might be going for it again. This time, Penta whips him into his teammate's corner. Lovely chop by Penta. Penta getting a running start, and Nathan Frazier able to reverse that. And now, Fraxium starting to do the damage to just Penta. Ray Phoenix and Axiom are yet to tag in. But now, Frazier gets the tag on Axiom. And this truly now, look at the tag team assist from Axiom. That is how you know a team is clicking on a new level. Now this has turned into a battle of the luchadors in a way. Nathan Frazier, the only one not wearing a mask in tonight's matchup. Him goes for the pin. And Penta says no. I was trying to think of what the Spanish word for no was, and then realized it is just indeed no. It's him laying some hits to the head. Again, Penta in the corner, but this time Penta is able to get out of it. Lay some punches into Axiom, but not before Axiom gains the advantage again and sends him into a different corner. Penta just getting absolutely wailed on, but a good kick by Penta. Able to buy some time. Does he tag Ray Phoenix in? What a drop kick by Axiom, I should say, in the corner by Penta. Penta, a chop, a couple punches and a drop kick. Axiom goes to the outside of the ring. Penta calls Ray Phoenix in. Now this should be interesting. A little knee from Ray Phoenix. And it looked like Axiom was trying to go for the tag in, but was unsuccessful. He might be successful now. He picks up Ray. Tries to whip him into the corner, no good. Phoenix. But then Axiom with the elbow. They love just whipping their competitors into the corner. Seems like all they're doing is just going in these two corners. Let's have a bit more, what's it called? Ring knowledge. Oh, let's use the ring to our advantage here, guys. But like we said at the beginning, a very brutal. And look at... Oh, Ray was able to get out. Axiom goes for the roll-up. No good. Another elbow. This has certainly been a brutal fight, but fast-paced, I'm not too sure about. But brutal nonetheless as Axiom gets an elbow to the head. Ray Phoenix going to the top rope. Misses, but Penta still able to get a surprise punch in on the back of Axiom. And now Penta, absolute shot to the core. But now he has Axiom. Canadian Destroyer, or a Mexican Destroyer, I should say. I always say Canadian, but it is a Mexican Destroyer in this scenario. Now Penta just walking back. I'm unsure what to do. The AI, maybe he's waiting. Nope. Penta goes out the ring. Nope. What is he doing? What is Penta doing? Penta, old man's brain, must have gotten ruffled or sends Penta into the corner. Do they use anything but the corner? And Axiom with a deadly kick. Axiom Maybe going to tag Frazier in, but no. Still wants some of the damage. To roast Penta into the corner. Oh my god. Okay, Fraxium. Hicks Penta up for the body slam. This is the type of stuff I want to see. Great tag team work by Fraxium, and Frazier is now the competitor and goes for a little spear. But it looked like Penta might have been able to get that into a DDT position. And now Penta, drop kick to the head. An absolutely deadly maneuver. And now working the arm. And Penta going for the count out. The ref is at 6. And Penta jumps over the ropes with no running start. Absolute amazing hops for a 40-year-old man. And is still able to lay it in to Nathan Frazier. Frazier picks Penta up. They're at 6. They're still fighting on the outside. 7. Penta thrown into the corner, but Frazier gets back in. Is this going to be a count out? The ref is on 9. Penta is only just getting up. And it is a count out win. What the fuck? It is a count out win for Fraxium. What a horrible fucking match. You're lucky I don't fire these two tag teams. But I'm convinced they'll be able to do better than that in a later match. But oh my god, I apologize. Stay tuned for a little better. And now, hopefully, this match will be a little better than our previous one. It is none other than Toni Storm.
Is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Auckland, New Zealand, the WWE Women's Champion, Toni Storm.
Now, Toni Storm had an amazing match against Aussie superstar Rhea Ripley for the Women's Championship, and Toni won in dominant fashion. Both women were dominant, but Toni just brought something else to the table. And today, I believe we are seeing a Toni Storm Open Challenge. Something that she will be doing quite frequently, I imagine, during her tenure as champion. She pulls a John Cena, if you want some, come get some. And who will be coming? Have some? No! Who will be accepting the Open Challenge by Toni Storm? It could be anyone. And Willow Nightingale is the acceptor of the challenge. And I can only imagine how happy the crowd is to see her. As happy as I am to see her. The joy she brings to the ring and to wrestling as a whole. You cannot put a dollar amount on it. And we are very excited to have Willow Nightingale in RFW. She has not had many world title opportunities. And could she get her first one today against Toni Storm? She certainly looks ready. She's certainly ready to give these fans a show, whether it's win or lose. Both women are getting ready for the Toni Storm Open Challenge, starting now. And Willow, the gate, putting her body weight behind her shots. Toni Storm cannot be feeling good now. Willow gets an arm lock, wrenching the arm of Toni Storm. Continues with the assault with another wrench. Trying to do as much damage early on. She probably understands Toni Storm has a little bit better conditioning than Willow Nightingale. Toni Storm has had a lot of 40-minute matches, a lot of championship matches. Willow has not had a lot. Toni Storm is able to get out of the wrench and lays in a kick, but Willow stops the punch and lays in one of her own. And now they are back in the headlock. This time Toni Storm with what looks like a headlock. Wrenching it in on Willow. It looks like Tony gets whipped by Willow, and a beautiful lariat by Willow Nightingale. Doing amazingly in this match so far. Now laying some elbows into the thighs of Tony Storm. Putting the assault, but Tony Storm with a lariat. Tony Storm goes for the coffin drop. Coast to coast coffin drop. Oh my god. Darby Allin would be proud. And Tony Storm unable to get the pin. A beautiful assault that Tony Storm has been able to do on Willow Nightingale. Able to pick her up just like that. But Willow sweeps the leg. Very Cobra Kai of her. Put her in a body bag. And Willow with a wind up. And now she's just breathing it in. Getting this atmosphere of RFW into her veins. She tried to go for a lariat again. Tony Storm, too smart, knows how much that move can injure her. And now Tony Storm looks like maybe going for a gouge. And now gets to work on Willow's legs. Tony Storm going up to the second rope for a splash on top of Willow. Tony Storm doesn't go for the pin though. Continues to work on the arms. Now Tony Storm with a butt shove. God damn. And she knows she is serving cunt. End the pin. What a way to end the match by serving cunts to Willow Nightingale. And Tony Storm lives another day. Next week we'll may find out who she is versing at Survivor Series. This is all very interesting. Please stay tuned for the penultimate event before the main event of CM Punk and Drew McIntyre in a 0 disqualifications match. Should be very good. Please stay tuned for our next match. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a huge triple trios tag match coming up now. And would you believe it? You never thought you'd see these three men in a team, let alone in the same company. The Bullet Club. AJ, Finn, and Kenny. The three greatest leaders in one trios team. The damage they could do is unfathomable.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring at a combined weight of 637 pounds. AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Kenny Omega.
What does my cat think about this matchup? Do you have anything to say, Kitty? A lot of loud purring, but very interesting stuff nonetheless. This is a very exciting team, a very old team, but they are very exciting and can only imagine the type of magic they're going to put in the ring. I would be very scared for their competitors, whoever they may be. And it is the Usos. Jay, Jimmy, and Solo Sikoa. And look at the crowd loving the Yeet Man.
And from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds, main event, Jay Uso.
Very exciting trios match here. I'll use this time to let you know how Survivor Series is going to work out. This match is for the #1 contendership. Whoever wins this will go against the Elite, the Young Bucks, Adam Page at Survivor Series. And all the other trios teams will be in a tournament to see who will face off in the War Games structure to become the #1 contender of the trios titles. It is shaping up to be an amazing tournament so far. The loser of this will be involved in the tournament, so will we definitely be seeing these teams again. But the question is, who will be the next #1 contenders, and who will be facing the Elite at Survivor Series next weekend? The rest of Jey Uso's team coming out. His brother Jimmy.
And from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 251 pounds, Jimmy Uso!
This is a very exciting lineup we've got here. The Fatus are no one to fuck with. You do not fuck with the Fatus unless you are ready to go to war. But the Bullet Club, one of the all-time, if not the greatest faction of all time. The members of Bullet Club are endless, and every member is pretty fucking good at wrestling. So it'll be interesting to see how well the leaders do against Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and their brother, Solo Sikoa. Speaking of Solo Sikoa, let's bring him out. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. How good is this theme? The only good theme Death Rebel's done. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Boom, boom, boom.
And from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at
How are they not all from the same
250
spot?
pounds,
Aren't Jimmy and Jay from San Francisco? Is he not their brother? This is a man that looks ready. He had enough of the comedy gimmick in WWE. He is here for blood. Speaking of blood, the Bloodline. Will we see any other Bloodline members in RFW? Maybe Roman Reigns. Maybe a Jacob Fatu. Maybe Tongaloa. We can only dream. We can only dream that we get enough money at some point to hire Tongaloa. Because he is one of the GOATs. His charge would be very, very expensive. I can only imagine what that contract would look like. But right now, we have a match for the #1 contendership for the Trios titles that will be defended at Survivor Series. I'm sure both teams would love an opportunity to take out the inaugural champs quick. Don't let the inaugural champs have any defenses. End it quick so that they can start their reign. And we will see who the Elite will be facing coming up right now. And the way these trio matches work and the way they'll work at Survivor Series is a 3-on-3 tornado tag. Every competitor will be in the ring. And every competitor will be able to help their trios team. And Kenny Omega with a drop kick to Solo Sikoa, and now helping Finn Balor with Jey Uso. And Kenny Omega with a powerbomb. Kenny Omega just absolutely destroying the family. AJ Lee looking a bit troublesome against Jey Uso. Jey Uso with a super kick. But then Finn Balor notices. Decides to help out AJ. And Solo Sikoa outside of the ring, leaving the Usos to do some of the work himself. AJ grabs a hold of Solo. Does a little neck breaker there. AJ now starting to find his groove. And a beautiful neck breaker. Finn Balor and Jey Uso on the outside. Finn Balor, nice little belly to belly it looked like. Finn Balor disrespecting Jey Uso. But look what's happening in the ring. Kenny Omega and AJ Styles. Look at this teamwork. The Bullet Club is just too sweet for the Usos. And Solo whips AJ into the ropes. But AJ able to deflect and get Solo to the ground. Jey Uso trying his luck again. Sends AJ rolling out. And another super kick by Jey Uso. Like he can do anything else. And another one. It's like he's listening to me. Kenny Omega sees Jey Uso going to the top rope. Doesn't want to do anything. AJ running out and Jey Uso taking the hit. Finn Balor with a suicide dive. And it looks like Kenny Omega going to try his own Jey Uso. Going to the top rope. Solo Sikoa on the ground. Kenny Omega with the hammer fist. Hits Solo Sikoa from the top rope. CM Punk just went live on Instagram during our recording. Hang on. We have to see what the heavyweight champion at RFW is up to. He is shirtless, wearing a Hello Kitty filter while on a bike. Why the hell not? Our RFW champion clearly get some work in beforehand. But we return back to what is happening ringside. And AJ with another neck breaker, I believe, on Jey Uso. And now Finn Balor with the weapons. No good against two Bullet Club members. And Kenny Omega working on Solo Sikoa. And AJ and Finn destroying the Usos ringside. It looks like Solo might be getting the better of Kenny Omega here. Solo went to go for a slam. Kenny went for the knee. No good. Solo able to regain the offense. And not for long. Solo with a belly to Kenny Omega. AJ not impressed by that. Solo went for the super kick. AJ grabs him. No good. Puts him up for a Styles clash. And it's done. And Finn Balor with a DDT. Nearly a brain buster on Jimmy Uso. But Solo able to kick out. Finn Balor goes for the pin. Ref taking his dear sweet time, giving the Usos as much time, but it is no good, and Bullet Club steal the win. So it is official, ladies and gentlemen, the Bullet Club versus the Elite at Survivor Series, and what a match that is going to be. Something you do not want to miss. Survivor Series next weekend is going to be massive. Stay tuned for the main event, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a zero disqualification. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the champ of RFW, CM Punk, making his entrance. The crowd loves him. And what a theme song. The Winged Eagle belt looks beautiful on CM Punk. The crowd chanting his name. I think it is safe to say it's clobbering time.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, the WWE Champion, CM Punk.
I've had the honor and the privilege of seeing this man wrestle in real life in Perth, Australia. And it was something special. The crowd loved him. The WWE Universe loved him. AW Universe loved him. Ring of Honor Universe loved him. And now the RFW Universe is showing their love to an absolute legend of the game. One of the greatest to ever do it, CM Punk. Luckily, his title is not on the line tonight, but it is still a grueling matchup against Drew McIntyre in a no disqualifications match. Got to be very exciting. Let's see our next competitor. Drew McIntyre, another journeyman. Not as much of a journeyman as CM Punk, but he has been in WWE. He has been in TNA. Where else has he been? Was he ever in Ring of Honor? That's a great question. Was Drew McIntyre ever in Ring of Honor? Let me ask Siri. Was Drew McIntyre ever in Ring of Honor? I don't think he was. No. He was with ICW, Evolve, and Defiant Wrestling.
From Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 254 pounds, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
And this is a big, beefy boy. A big man with big meat. And showing it off. Now I believe the all-time record between these two men is 2 wins Punk, 1 win Drew. The 1 win from Drew coming from their SummerSlam match where Seth Rollins was the guest referee. And the crowd getting behind Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre sending Punk into the turnbuckle, but Punk gets a kick quickly, and now Drew McIntyre is down. This will be very interesting. These men know each other very well. Into the referee, but Punk doesn't take an opportunity to get damage in. And he's able to shove Drew McIntyre over, showing the strength of CM Punk. CM Punk getting backed up against the ropes. Drew McIntyre laying in the cheap shot. Punk will not like that, and he doesn't. Punk gets in his offense with a suplex. I thought he was going to go for his own future shock. That's what it looked like. He was about to swing the leg. I thought I was going to get a future shock DDT. But now Punk jumping over the rope with his own clothesline, which he obviously stole from Hangman Adam Page, considering how much they love each other. CM Punk going to the top rope already, waiting for Drew McIntyre to get up. Punk with a hammer fist. I think that's what they call it, or is that an axe handle? No, it's an axe handle, isn't it? And look at this! MJF is in RFW, and he is here to spoil the fun. The competitors have not seen him yet, but they will see him soon. And Punk gets the first bit of offense in on MJF. And a shocking return, quite frankly. MJF is getting absolutely destroyed in the ring by Punk. Drew McIntyre is up. Punk gives him a DDT, but MJF not done yet. MJF. Brain Buster! To CM Punk, and MJF runs out. Drew McIntyre could get the win here. No disqualifications. This is all legal. Drew McIntyre goes for the pin. And CM Punk kicks out of it. There cannot be a lot left in CM Punk after that brutal brain buster by MJF. CM Punk laying in some punches, but looking very tired and very out of it, obviously due to the brain buster from MJF. And what a shocking return to RFW. MJF left AEW, and now Punk laying in the chop. Still would be feeling the trauma from the brain buster. Drew McIntyre needs to put some offense in. He has Punk right where he wants him. And the men are going at it. An all-out war, and Drew McIntyre getting the last say. Drew McIntyre, future shot, and that will be the end for CM Punk. And Punk is able to kick out at 2.5. The resilience of Punk. Drew McIntyre going for the Claymore. This must be the end. Claymore by Drew McIntyre. And that is all she wrote. Drew McIntyre. No! CM Punk is able to kick out of that as well. CM Punk showing why he is the champion. Drew McIntyre going for another Claymore. CM Punk able to avoid it. Whips Drew McIntyre against the rope. Punk swinging neck breaker. Punk showing amazing resilience. Is he going to do a coast to coast? Just like Tony Storm did. Second City Saint elbow drop. He's now waiting for Drew McIntyre to get up and go to sleep. Drew McIntyre is out of it. Punk going for the pin. And CM Punk, despite MJF's best efforts, has won.
Here is your winner.
What a main event, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us in what has been an amazing and short main event. Please come back next week. One more Raw, one more RFW show before Survivor Series. The card will be finalized and it will no doubt be banger after banger after banger. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. If you liked, like it, subscribe, and we will see you next week for RFW. But before you go, here is the Survivor Series card so far. Our two main world champions, CM Punk and Tony Storm, still yet to have someone to go up against. That will all change next week, along with our mid-carders, Ilya Dragunov and Liv Morgan. Their opponents will be announced next week. What has been announced so far is the Ops versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at Survivor Series. A true bloodbath, to be sure. And then we move over to our Trios Championship match. We have the Elite and the Bullet Club. A big time match for any wrestling fan. And then we go into the tournament. The first tournament matchup is the New Day versus the Aussie Authority. A new Trios team that has entered RFW, making their debut at Survivor Series. The second matchup, the Bloodline versus the Nation of Domination. They have reformed to be even better than before. The winners of each matchup will go on for War Games. And the winner of War Games will go on to face either the Bullet Club or the Elite at the next pay-per-view in December. Ladies and gentlemen, you will not want to miss this card or next week's episode, and I will see you next episode.